All right. So guys, let's continue. Last lecture, we were discussing about files concept, isn't it? And we wrote a simple program for the same, correct? We wrote a program for the same to just read one character. But now I'm interested in reading all the content of the file. How do I do this? So the first approach will be, I'll go to this program, and the first approach will be, I will use here a for loop, right? I will write int I is equal to 0, I less than A, B, C, D. 4 characters are there. So I'll write here 4. And then I'll write here I plus plus. And then let us print here. Okay, let us print here X, but do not forget to change this to what? Char. Right? This is very, very important. But rather than doing this whole thing, I can do it in one line. Right? I can just write here fr dot read, and I can typecast that to what? Char. Okay? So this will print all the content A, B, C, D, but in different lines. If you want this content to be printed in same line, just remove ln. Just remove ln. Now when I run this, observe, I get here A, B, C, D. But sir, there is one problem here. If I go here and add more content, if I add here more content, then our loop is not going to work. Correct? The loop is not dynamic, which means it can read only 4 characters, iterations are fixed. I want the loop iterations to happen depending on the number of characters that I'm reading from the file. If I read 100 characters, loop should run 100 times. If I read 10,000 characters, loop should run 10,000 times. Okay? But here, reading of character is happening one by one. It's not reading word, it's reading character by character. If I write 1, 2, 3, it will read 1, then 2, then 3, then 4. There is somewhere performance issues, definitely, that you can see when we are reading the file content like this. Okay. Now, how do I do that? So, firstly, I'll use a file class. We all have covered one of the method in the file class called as length. Do you remember that? So, I'll go to g colon double slash n double slash t1 dot txt. Fine. Now, what I'm going to do is this f, it will hold this path, the very first program in file class, and I will simply replace this with f. What does it mean? Automatically, okay, whatever the path is present in f now, that's going to be replaced here. And here, this file class have a method that's called as length. That's called as length. So I will just write here f dot length. And now when I run this, observe, it's reading all the content. Is the first program clear? Why I used file class? Because I wanted to count the number of characters. Why you wanted to count the number of characters? Because based on the number of characters, I will decide how many times loop should run. Is this clear? Why am I replacing f here? Because f is holding this path. Wherever you want that path to be embedded, replace there with f. Okay? I hope this is clear. Please write down quickly. So can we use a for each loop here? Can we use a for each loop? Can we use a for each loop? Think about it. Is it a data structure? Is it a data structure? Okay. How will you use a for each loop? You tell me. Is it a data structure? First question. If I now write here, okay, let's say for, and if I now write here int x colon fr dot read, correct? I'm doing this. Correct? Fr dot read. What is it telling? Can only iterate over an array. Is it a data structure? No. Then how can you use for each here? I mentioned this point very clearly earlier in my class. For each is exclusively used with data structures. For now, we are using that with array. Array is one of the simple data structure. With the data structure, for each will work. Exclusively designed for data structures. I mentioned this point. Yes or no? Mention किया था, मुझे याद है, आपको याद नहीं. Right? Make a note of it quickly. Do not simply copy the code. Try to write down without seeing. Okay? Try to write down without seeing. Done? Okay. Now observe the next thing. Now, this is one of the way we can read the file content using a method called as fr.read. The read method return type is int. Now what I will do is, I'll use here again a file reader. Let's type fr is equal to new file reader. I'll give the path of the file g colon /n /t1 dot txt. Fine. Terminate this with a semicolon. Now fr dot reader file reader. Okay, whatever is fr variable is another way to read is something like this. I'm creating one character array. Okay, ch is equal to new character array. Okay, I'm giving the size as 4. Can you tell me what is the size of this array? What is the size of this array? 4. So how many characters can it store? 4 characters. A, B, C, D. 4 characters it can store. Beyond that, it cannot store the elements. Alright. Now what I will do? I'll use fr.read. There is one more overloaded method. Do you understand the meaning of overloaded method? Method names are same, but the arguments are different. Is this clear? Method overloading. In the same class, we have multiple methods with same name, but these methods have different type and number of arguments. Is this clear? Different type and number of arguments. Is this clear? Next. Now observe. Now I am going to type here read and then ch. Now what this will do? This read method will automatically read 4 characters and it will put that into this array. It will automatically read 4 characters and it will put that into this array. Why only 4 characters from the file it will read? Why not 10? Why not complete characters? Because size is 4. So because I have written 4 here, it will read only 4 characters and automatically it will store in this array. Now I need to print the array content. Since it's an array, I can use for each loop. Correct? It's an array. Can I use for each loop on array? Yes. We'll print x. Remove ln. Correct? So it will copy the first character to x, second character to x. Like this 4 times it will copy the values and print. If I write here 5, how many characters fr.read will read and store into this? Huh? 5. Correct? But I want this to be dynamic. How do I do it? How can we count the number of characters? File. And what we will write here? G colon. Tell me. Double slash n double slash t1 dot txt. Now you will use this f here dot length. What is length going to return? Long value. But you cannot give a long value here. You can give int value here. The size of an array that you define, that size is of the type integer. I mean, if I now write here, let's say 10, it will work. If I make 10l, error, it takes only integer value. Did you understand? So I need to convert long to int. How will I do it? Is this clear? Everybody got this now? Any questions, queries, tell me. Huh? Everybody clear with this part? Make a note of it. Huh? Can't we use fr.length? Where? Here. Fr doesn't have that method, no? Length is present in which object? File object. So if it is present in file object, you tell me how is it possible? Okay, that we can go ahead and use that length method in fr. Fr is a reference variable of file reader. File reader does not have length method. Where is length method? It's in file class. Okay, right. Make a note of it. Clear, everyone? I hope this part is clear for all of you. Now we are going to continue further and we are now going to look at file writer concept. We will not see file reader. We are going to understand file writer. Is this clear? So let's begin with that now. So for file writer now, let's again create here a new class P. Okay. Now in this class, I'll create a main method. But this time, I want to write a content to a file. Fine. So I'm going to use here a try catch block because it will throw compile time, or checked exception. Without a try catch block, this will not work. I'm going to write here file writer class, not here, here. File writer class. FW is equal to new file writer. And I'm going to give the path here. What's the path? G colon N double slash T3.txt. Fine. Do we have this file T3? Do we have this file T3? It's there. I'll delete this all for now. Right click and delete this off. Nothing is there now. Okay? Nothing is present. Now if I run this particular code, you notice if the file is not there, file writer is automatically creating a file. If the file is not there, file reader cannot create a file. But a file writer, if file is not there, it will automatically create a file, which is matching to my system time. Okay. Now I'll go to this file and I'll write some content. Okay. Do we have some content in the file? Yes. Now I will again run this particular program. Right click, run as Java application. Now when I run, observe when I executed this, the system time was 12:58. My earlier file was created at 12:57. Now the time is 12:58. What is happening here now? The older file, it is replacing it with a new file. The older file is being now replaced with a new file. So if I now open this up, the content is gone. What is file writer doing? By default, the file writer class, the file writer class, what it is going to do is every time I run, it will replace the older file with a new one. Sir, what is the problem if it is replacing? Let's assume I had some content in the file earlier. When I'm running a program, I will lose all the old content because the old content file is being replaced with a new one, and I will end up losing all the content. Correct? Some scenarios, this might be okay for you. Right? Whenever I run a program, old file should be replaced with new one. This might be okay. But in some scenarios, let's say I'm storing customer's email ID. I already have some 500 email IDs of my customer. I already have 500 email IDs of my customer. Now I'm storing one more email ID. I don't want to lose 500 email IDs and store a new one. I want to append the email ID. With 500, one more email ID should get added up. So it should become 501. By default, it is not appending the content. It is replacing the file. It's not appending the content if the file is there. Yes or no? Correct. See this here now. If I again go back here, again, and if I write some content, save it, and now I will write here false. What is the impact of writing false when the file writer object is created? Run this. Go here. What is happening? Replacing the content. So if I don't write anything, or if I write false, it is replacing the content. But if I write here true, and run, can you tell me what's happening now? Right? See here, again run. Observe. Is it replacing the file content? No. So this is very, very important. If I create a file with this syntax, and if I create a file with this syntax, where I will write here false, and if I create a file with this syntax, where I will write true, it has all different meaning. File writer 1, 2, and 3. This one replaces the existing file. What this one will do? Replace the existing file, right, with new one. Okay, and what happens to content of old file is lost. Do you agree with that? Replace the existing file with new one. Content of old file is what? Lost. So what does the second syntax does? Same thing, right? What does the syntax does? Replace the existing file with new one. Okay, not replace, will not replace the existing file with new one, and content is appended. Here, creates new file if file does not exist. If file does not exist. Is this clear? If the file does not exist. Okay. This will also create a new file, and this will also create a new file if the file does not exist. Is it clear? All three can create a new file for first time. But second time when you run, this is where the changes can be seen. Is this part clear? Online students, are you clear with this? Online students, are you clear with this? Please tell me. समझ ही नहीं आ रहा है क्या किसी को? आ रहा है? Very good. Then write down this quickly. Make a note of it. Write down quickly, guys. Done? लिखा ही नहीं तो डन कहां से होगा? लिखा के नहीं? लिखा? इतना जल्दी? हाँ, पक्का? मतलब आप कॉपी करने में अच्छे हो? इंजीनियरिंग 4 साल में कंप्लीट हो गया होगा? जो कॉपी करने में अच्छा होता है, इंजीनियरिंग 4 साल। कॉपी नहीं करने में अच्छा है, उसको ज्यादा टाइम लगने वाला है। तो बाकी के लोग इतना क्या लिख रहे हैं? Anyways, let's continue. Okay. Now I'm going to continue further. Now what are we going to do is we are going to look at how do I write content to the file. So I will delete this part. Fine. And let me write the content. Now in order to write the content, I would here use this fw1 dot write method. Now there are a lot of overloaded methods, guys. Okay. One of the first method that I'm going to take here is supplying integer value. So what read method does? It reads character, converts to integer. What write method does? One of the write method, it takes integer value and converts that to character. Correct? So what is the char value for 97? A. What is the char value for 97? So if I run this, see what's happening. Is it writing A? No. Sir, why is it not writing? Because whenever you do file writing operation, saving the file is important. And to save the file, we don't use save. We will use close. What we will use here? So if you write close after writing the content, this will save the content and close the file. Okay. See now. Everyone got it? Now see. I'll now once again run this. Letter A is already present. If I run this once again, what will happen now? Will it be A two times or one time? One time. Okay, if I run again, it will be one time A or two times? One time. Why, sir? Why, sir? Huh? It will replace the file and its content, isn't it? So what should I write here now? True. Now if I run, letter A is already there. It will put another letter A or what? Did you understand? Everybody got it? If I run once again, what will happen? How many letters? Huh? Three letters. Did you understand now? Now I want to add more content to it. So there are some more write methods. fw1 dot write. The next write method will take a string value. Let's type here hello world. Fine. There is one more write method. Let's take this one first. So how many letter A were already present? 3. Now how many letter A's? And then after that what? Hello world. Sir, it is writing all in same line. I want to write this in new line. How do we do it? What is the special character we have here? Okay. Is this clear? See. I hope this part is clear, all of you. Everybody got it? समझ आ रहा है नहीं आ रहा है कि नींद आ रहा है नींद आ रहा है तो परमानेंटली सो जाओ नींद आ रहा है एक काम तो अच्छे से करेंगे या तो पढ़ाई अच्छे से करेंगे या तो सोना अच्छे से करेंगे अगर नींद आ रहा है तो परमानेंटली सो जाओ राइट सी दिस हियर नाउ नेक्स्ट थिंग ऑब्जर्व नाउ देयर इज वन मोर राइट मेथड फॉर दैट आई विल यूज अ कैरेक्टर अरे char ch is equal to okay you can write some characters in it x y how many characters are present in this array 2 if I now write fw1 dot write ch so this x and y present in ch it will write that into the file see that did you understand it's not going to new line how do I put it to new line after hello world slash n okay everybody got it if I want to write n inside the file how do I do it now huh slash हटा दो right समझे हाँ, वरना डबल स्लैश डाल दोगे क्या? डबल स्लैश डालोगे क्या होगा? If you write double slash, then slash n it will write. If you have to write slash n, then double slash. If you want to write only n directly, but if you want to write slash n into the file, then double slash n when you write down, it will write slash n. Is this clear, everyone? समझ आ गया? चलो लिख लो. File writing. हाँ, double slash n. डबल स्लैश n लिखना हो तो क्या करे सर? Right? Will not work. Let's see. हाँ, you have to give 4 slashes. ठीक है? 4 slashes like this. Can you tell me why 4 slashes we wrote there? Can you analyze that? Why with 3 slash it was not working? If I write 3 slash, why it was not working? Analyze this and tell me. Why 4 slashes? Why not 3 slashes? ठीक है, अभी एनालाइज करना, बट पहले प्रोग्राम लिख लो. आज के लिए इतना काफी है. ठीक है ना? स्पीड ऑफ लेक्चर ओके? स्पीड ऑफ लेक्चर वाज ओके या फास्ट था? हाँ, ठीक था. ऑनलाइन स्टूडेंट्स ओके. हाँ, तो अब वो एनालाइज करो, क्योंकि हम डबल स्लैश यूज कर रहे हैं टू नॉट कंसीडर दैट एज अ स्पेशल कैरेक्टर. Correct? So the answer is there, right? When you're using a single slash, what's happening? It is suppressing, right? So there is something we are using double slash to suppress a special character. That is what we are doing it here, isn't it? So how do we suppress that one? That is what you need to understand now. Okay? You have to suppress the special character. We don't want to treat that as a special character. So keep that in mind and analyze. Is this clear? Okay. अरे भाई आप क्लासेस लो, क्लासेस बहुत लंबे चलने वाले हैं. ये 26 क्लास से कुछ नहीं होने वाला है. 5% इंटरव्यू प्रिपरेशन भी नहीं हुआ अभी तक. डन. Okay. See, this all you will see, core Java classes, and you feel we are ready for interview. ये गलती करना मत, मैं पहले से यही बता रहा हूँ. Correct? Core Java is required to learn, but today's interview, just with core Java, you cannot crack the interview. But that will form a strong foundation for learning Spring Boot, Hibernate, microservices, Kafka, all of these things. Okay? Because whatever code I will write in Spring Boot is based on Java. Hibernate, Java. Kafka, Java. Isn't it? And further we will have to learn many more things. Got it? सिर्फ जावा से आप क्या करोगे? समझे क्या? इंटीजर वैल्यू कैसे लिखे फाइल में? तो डायरेक्टली इसमें नंबर लिख दो ना भाई. प्रॉब्लम क्या है? राइट? इंटीजर वैल्यू कैसे लिखे? डायरेक्ट लिख दो. एनीथिंग दैट गोज टू अ फाइल doesn't have a data type. If you write as one, when the content goes to the file, everything here is a character. Everything here is what? A character. Are you understanding? So when you write one, it is not that it is writing string to file. Wrong. Who said that? I'm not writing string to file. I'm writing character one to file. Everything in a text file is a character. Okay? Is this clear? Everybody? चलो आज का क्लास यहीं खत्म. कल मिलते. फ्राइडे अलुमनाई मीट. अब तो आपको कॉन्फिडेंस आ गया होगा अलुमनाई मीट देख देख के. कितने अलुमनाई मीट्स अटेंड किया अब तक? हाँ, कितने कर लिए? 4 हो गया. 4 अटेंड किया रेगुलरली सभी ने? हाँ, किसी किसी को पता ही नहीं अलुमनाई मीट होता क्या है. दे आर लुकिंग एट मी इन अ वे दैट मतलब कुछ नया हो रहा है, ये भी कुछ सिलेबस क्लास होगा. 4 यू हैव अटेंडेड, मतलब रेगुलरली अटेंड कर रहे हो, उसे सीखने को मिल रहा है. तो टेल मी इन लास्ट अलुमनाई मीट व्हाट ऑल इंपॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चंस दे मेंशन. हाँ, इंपॉर्टेंट टॉपिक्स बता दो. अलुमनाई मीट का फायदा हो रहा है नहीं वो तो पता चल जाएगा. जावा 8 फीचर्स बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. चलो, कलेक्शन पढ़ना ही है. फिर स्प्रिंग बूट हाइबरनेट माइक्रो सर्विसेज पक्का. फिर काफका सीखना ही है. फिर एडब्ल्यूएस सीखना ही है. फिर स्ट्रीम एपीआई सीखना ही है. फिर स्ट्रीम एपीआई मतलब ही जावा 8 फीचर. चलो ठीक है, क्वेश्चन पता है, आगे कॉन्सेप्ट में देख लेंगे. हाँ हाँ, एसक्यूएल के क्वेश्चंस जॉइंस सम पीपल दे सेड. मतलब अपने को सिलेबस समझ रहा है, मतलब अपने को कोई बेवकूफ नहीं बना सकता है. हाँ, क्या? मल्टी थ्रेडिंग मतलब मेरा काम बढ़ जा रहा है. ये अलुमनाई मीट से मेरा काम बढ़ जा रहा है. ये आपको नया सिलेबस सिखाने के चक्कर में ना मेरा सीरियसली माथा दुख रहा है. राइट, बिकॉज 8:30 to 9:30 डेवॉप्स क्लासेस. राइट, शाम में आके डेवॉप्स पढ़ाओ, मॉर्निंग जावा पढ़ाओ, फिर उसके बाद किसी क्लास में स्प्रिंग बूट पढ़ाना चालू कर दो. फिर अभी किसी क्लास में फिर टूल्स का ट्रेनिंग चालू कर दिया. अब वो नया प्ले स्टूडेंट आके बोलेगा कि ये कुछ अलग पूछा जा रहा है, देन अगेन वो पढ़ाना चालू करो. राइट. एनीवेज, अभी का सिलेबस तो सेट है. मेरे हिसाब से 2 साल ये सिलेबस चेंज नहीं होगा. अभी का सिलेबस ये इतना परफेक्टली डिजाइंड है. ठीक है, तो अभी जो नया सिलेबस है 2 साल तक कुछ भी उसको चेंज करने का जरूरत नहीं पड़ने वाला है. दैट इज फॉर श्योर. ओके, बाय, टेक केयर. Sir, when DevOps batch will start? I said no, I'll keep an open batch March 3rd के बाद.